What's up, agents? Dwerewolf Gaming coming at you today. Today we're dropping into the dark of night with one of the nastiest weapons in Division 2, the First Sight Assault Rifle. This baby isn't just another gun, it's built for one thing: precision. Imagine locking your sights, pulling the trigger, and watching heads drop before your enemies even know what hit them. With ultra-tight accuracy, insane stability, and kill shot damage that'll make the opposition rethink showing up, the First Sight says you're not just playing the game, you're dominating it. What makes it truly special? First, this assault rifle is tuned for clutch moments. Burst, that perfect headshot, and you feel the pop. The recoil is minimum, and it is as if the gun wants you to nail the shot. And then, it rewards you for doing just that. When you're dialed in, you're untouchable. But here's the kicker, agents. You can't just buy this off a vendor or craft it like the common guns. Nope. To unlock the First Sight, you got to form the infamous Loot Goblin. And only now, during the Halloween event, this thing is dropping with a high chance. That's right. While the ghouls roam and the streets are lit with orange and purple, you've got your windows to chase it down. So suit up, hit the field, and focus on hunting the warhounds. And when you spot them, you know what's at stake. Get the drop and equip the First Sight. And from that moment on, your kills don't just count, they matter. Alright, agents, so the gun we're going to be focused on today is the First Sight Assault Rifle. This gun has been in Division 2 for a while. I can't remember which season it was first released, but as stated earlier, the only way you can obtain this item is from the Loot Goblin, which right now we do have a Halloween event currently taking place, and this gun is dropping at a high rate if you form and kill those mini warhounds. And I know a lot of agents out there trying to get this new houndsman outfit, so you will automatically be taking out those mini warhounds in the process to be able to get this new outfit as well. With that being said, agents, I do want to give a big thank you to everyone that continues to support me on the channel. And if you're new, you like the content, agents, please feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and also turn on the notification bell so you can stay informed whenever I do drop videos. As always, agents, I do like to give you a little bit of gameplay to show this gun in action before we go over the build breakdown, agents, and then we'll finish up the rest of the mission.
We need to figure out what they're doing here. See if you can find any intel on their operation. And then a recovery team later.
Now blow the shit out of anything too dangerous.
Reinforcements incoming.
Alright, agents, so I hope this is enough gameplay just to show you how this build works. So we're going to go with the build breakdown, then we will finish up the rest of this mission for those who enjoy watching the gameplay. So to start the show, again, is the First Sight Assault Rifle. You can obtain this right now by forming those mini warhounds during the Halloween event. As you can see, the core stats are fully maxed out, agents, and what truly stands out on this gun is that headshot damage. As you can see, it is a brighter color yellow, and that's what makes this gun special. And we do currently have a headshot damage of 148%, but 30% of that is coming from the mod. As you can see, agents, I intentionally did not put any weapon expertise on this gun, just so you can see how much damage you're doing. You can do, as long as your watch level is at least 1000, you will be doing the same amount of damage you see me doing in the gameplay. As far as the core attributes are fully maxed out, and the talent we did roll on this gun is Strain. You gain 10% critical hit damage every 0.5 seconds you are firing. This stacks up to 5 times. So you can get up to 50% increase in critical hit damage. This weapon does fire pretty slow, so that worked great. The mods that I do have is 30% headshot damage, plus 15 rounds, and 30% stability. The secondary we did choose the Scorpio shotgun. This is an amazing gun, guys. Just so when those enemies get close, you take them out with ease. The expertise on this weapon is fully maxed out, and the core attributes are fully maxed out as well. The weapon handling on this gun is horrible, but what truly stands out on this gun is the talent, and that's the primary reason we was using this shotgun. The talent is called Septic Shock. You shooting a target applies stacks of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. At 2 stacks, you apply poison. 4 stacks, you disorient. At 6 stacks, you apply shock. And at 9 stacks, Targets take an additional 20% damage from all sources, but the stacks no longer occur. The duration of the status effects is based on the percentage of pellets that actually hit the target. The mods that come in this gun, and keep in mind you cannot change the mods, are 10% increase in reload speed, 10% critical hit chance, 10% weapon stability, handling, and 10% stability. For the mass agents, we did wear one piece of the Grupo Sombro, which gives us 13% increase in critical hit damage. For the core attribute, we did have a armor core, and the attributes on this build agents will be going for everything out of critical hit chance or critical hit damage. For the chest piece, this is the name Araldi set, but the name of this chest is called Pristine Example. And I know it is a marksman rifle chest piece bonus because it gives 10% increase in that, but we will not focus on that, and you will see when we go with this build breakdown. As far as the core attribute, we do have a weapon damage core, and the attributes again with critical hit chance or critical hit damage. The talent on this chest piece is what the primary reason why we was using this chest piece is called Perfect Focus. You increase total weapon damage by 6% every second you're aiming, while scope with an 8x or higher scope, and you can get up to 60% increase in weapon damage whenever you do build up those stacks. So that is the primary reason why we do have that 8x scope on our gun, which also gives us 30% increase in headshot damage as well. So that's just amazing. The base damage on this gun without that scope, as you can see, is right there at 118%. But some of my gear pieces I do have on also is increasing the headshot damage as well. If you don't have this chest piece, you can just use any chest piece you prefer and just roll the talent focus on it. And the only difference is you get up to 50% increase in damage. The holster, we did decide to go with two pieces of the Providence defense set, which gives us 13% in headshot damage, 8% critical hit chance. And the core attribute, we do have an armor core. And again, the attributes, we're going for critical hit chance and critical hit damage. For the knee pads agents, we did decide to wear one piece of the Defender's Group, which gives us 10% increase in assault rifle damage. The core attribute is weapon damage, and again, those attributes with critical hit chance and a critical hit damage. The Overdog exotic gloves, really can't stop using these gloves. 30% increase in amplified damage is amazing. The core attributes is weapon damage, and the attributes are critical hit chance, critical hit damage. The talent on these gloves are called Weakest Link. You amplify weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemies currently in combat as per tier hierarchy. So you basically want to start at tier 3 and work your way up to take full benefit of this talent to get that 30% increase in amplified damage. Backpack we did choose agents was the gift. It is the second piece of the Providence defense set. And for the core attribute, we did have the weapon damage core, and again the attributes on this backpack we were going for critical hit chance and critical hit damage. The talent that comes automatically on this backpack is called Perfect Vigilance, and this increases total weapon damage by 25%, but taking damage disables the buff for 3 seconds. 3 seconds goes by pretty fast. If you don't want to use that talent, another talent I recommend is the Unstoppable Force, and basically killing an enemy increases total weapon damage by 5% for 15 seconds. The stacks up to 5 times, so that's 25% increase in weapon damage when you do have full stacks, and each kill does refresh the talent. So that is another talent I would recommend if you don't want to use the Vigilance talent. Alright, for the skills, we did go Distractor Drone to provide a little distraction and deal a little bit of damage overall, but always use whatever skills work best for you. And as far as we did go with the Revival Hive, that way if we went down, we had a second chance to get back up. Alright agents, as you see in the gameplay, no modifiers were used or seasonal global modifiers either, so that way if you see this build, you will know it works regardless. And it will get only better with the modifier. As far as the critical hit chance, it is at cap at 60% with critical hit damage of 154% when using the first sight assault rifle and 148% headshot damage. So all weapon damage on the bonus on this is 70%, and with the assault rifle damage bonus being 40%. As far as the armor, we got 1,100,000 16 armor with 110,000 2 armor back on the kill, 0 armor regeneration. The class specialization, we did go with a gunner because every third reload is 50% faster. You do get 10% armor back on the kill, and every kill you get increase the rate of fire by 5% for 5 seconds. Also, as long as you remain still for 1 second, you will have increase in weapon stability by 10% as well. And again, agents, don't forget to equip the correct weapons elements that you're using to get your 15% increase in weapon damage. Doesn't matter what weapon you're using, just make sure you that way you can take full advantage of that, because it does make a difference in your build. Agents, here's a little demonstration in the range just to show you how much damage you can do with this build. Overall, it's a very powerful setup, and like I said, you do got room to even make this build even more powerful. If you do put some weapon expertise on your weapon, you can get up to 30%. And the talent that I'm currently using right now is the Strain talent, and as you can see, we're getting up to 2 million on the headshot, and body shots we're hitting up to as high as 1.8 million on body shots. That's just amazing, agents. Alright, so we're going to switch out the talent and show you the same setup using the killer talent. The only thing with the killer talent agents, if you aren't familiar, that talent does not proc until after you've got a critical hit kill. And whenever you do get a critical hit kill, you will be able to get increasing critical hit damage up to 70% with that talent. So that's the only thing with that. It does not proc until after kill. So basically, killing an enemy with a critical hit grants 70% increase in critical hit damage. All right, and comparing this talent to the strain talent, as you can see, it did not make a whole lot of difference in the gameplay. It's one of the primary reasons I decided to just use the strain talent instead of using the killer talent, because like I said, I mean, that one doesn't proc until after you get the critical hit kill. Now here's a little demonstration when using it with streamline talent. And the streamline talent, keep in mind, you cannot use any skills while using this talent, and so if you enjoy your skills, this will not be a talent that I would recommend you use. As you can see, the damage is very similar as well. You will get up to a little bit more damage using the streamline talent, but you will be sacrificing the ability to use your skills. On top of that, if you was to go down and you have to wait till your revival hive to come back, that entire time you will not have any extra damage coming from the gun, because the talent will be inactive until you get your revival hive back. So keep that in mind. All right, so I hope this was enough demonstration just to show you how powerful this gun is, and I do recommend you go out there and grind for it. Now, during the Halloween event, it is dropping quite frequently for me, so I imagine it doesn't matter what difficulty you go out there and grind it on. Agents, you can do it on any difficulty. With that being said, agents, I really appreciate each and every one of you for your valued time and continued support. And again, if you like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, agents, turn on the notification bell so you can stay informed whenever I do make videos. All right, agents, if you enjoy the gameplay, stick around. I'm going to finish up the rest of this mission. As always, really appreciate each and every one of you. Dwerewolf out.
In the vast reaches of space, it's irrational to think that our little planet can be created. We know that Mars once possessed oceans, that many of the elements found on Earth could only be created of a supernova. While no other planet in our solar system sustains life, it's possible that the building blocks that allow organisms to evolve from single-cell amoebas to complex living beings like you and me started as nothing more than the act. Once found flowing water, as evidenced by these images. At one point, more than 1/3 of the Martian surface is covered by ocean. Martian exploratory craft have sent back evidence of more recent water flows as well, ranging from gullies, dry river systems, that appear to be ancient lakes. There are also minerals present on the surface of Mars that could only have been formed in a liquid water environment. Today, water can be found on Mars largely as ice at
Mechanical components detected. Agent, advising scan the parts. Link up with them and you'll be done there.
Components identified. Suggested use. Missile construction.
Alien casing from the museum's collection. If they can rig it with a warhead and some means of propulsion, they wouldn't even need a guidance system to hit the White House or a settlement.
Kinda goes without saying, but if you see any missiles lying around, make sure they can never, ever...
Damn it. The salvage crew just ran into those reinforcements. They need backup.
Sun's munitions factory is out of action and they lost a big stockpile of ordnance. Throw in the fact that the settlements can scavenge